Under the relentless Babylonian sun, Dr. Hassan al-Rashid leads his team through the sprawling ruins, each grain of sand whispering tales of forgotten empires. Brushes sweep away centuries of dust, revealing the first hints of a hidden chamber beneath the ancient palace foundations. Anticipation hangs heavy in the air as the team uncovers a sealed entrance, its secrets guarded by time and the desert. The chamber door stands defiant, promising untold mysteries within its silent stone embrace. Under the dim glow of lamps, the excavation team gathers, anticipation etched on every face as they prepare to breach the sealed chamber. With bated breath, they carefully break the ancient seal, the first whisper of millennia-old air escaping into the tent. A collective gasp fills the tent as the chamber is revealed, untouched and holding secrets of a forgotten age. Cuneiform tablets lie in silent rows, a cache of knowledge waiting to be rediscovered, promising to rewrite history. Inside the excavation tent, hushed silence hangs heavy as dust motes swirl in the weak light. The first tablet reveals its secrets, ancient markings promising forbidden knowledge. Dr. al-Rashid's face is etched with solemn resolve as he confronts a profound moral conflict. His voice, a mere whisper against the weight of history, breaks the silence. May Marduk forgive me. With trembling hands, he begins to record the truth, knowing it will condemn his Lord. I record what must be remembered, though it condemns my Lord. Under the blazing sun, Babylon rises a sprawling titan of brick and gold. Magnificent gates stand as silent sentinels, their surfaces adorned with intricate carvings that speak of conquest and power. Terraced gardens cascade like emerald waterfalls, a testament to Nebuchadnezzar's ambition. Towering structures pierce the sky, monuments to a civilization at its zenith. The city teems with life, a vibrant tapestry of merchants, priests, and warriors. Each bustling street and sun-drenched plaza echoes with the resounding declaration of Nebuchadnezzar's unyielding power. In the heart of Nebuchadnezzar's holy chambers, shadows dance in the lamplight, mingling with the heavy scent of rare oils. The walls whisper tales of ecstatic devotion, their vibrant scenes illuminated by the soft, ethereal glow. Upon the throne, Nebuchadnezzar is a figure of immense power, his presence commanding despite the quiet solitude. His gaze is distant, lost in thought, as if grappling with visions unseen by mortal eyes. The very air seems to hold its breath, awaiting the decree of the king lost in contemplation. In the heart of the Babylonian court, Princess Amitis radiates grace, her presence illuminating the ancient hall. Nobles in ornate robes and handmaidens flutter around her, a symphony of color and movement in the radiant court. Musicians play haunting melodies on ancient instruments, filling the air with a sense of timeless beauty and royal expectation. Amidst the splendor, Princess Amitis attends to her royal duties, her every action marked by poise and purpose. In the shadows, the scribe Nabu-suma-iskun observes the king's growing fixation on Amitis, his eyes filled with concern. Flickering candlelight illuminates Nebuchadnezzar's opulent holy chambers, casting long, dancing shadows that hint at hidden depths. Nebuchadnezzar gestures grandly, his invitation drawing Amitis further into the heart of his private domain. In the corner, a lone scribe hunches over his parchment, the scratching of his quill a stark counterpoint to the silent drama unfolding. These invitations become frequent and fervent, a testament to the growing intensity of Nebuchadnezzar's desires. Amitis moves with a measured grace, her serenity a carefully constructed mask over the shadows that lurk within. Her mood grew quiet as a midnight river, reflecting the deep, unknowable currents that flow beneath the surface. In the heart of the Babylonian court, musicians tremble, their instruments poised, ready to strike a chord that could alter destinies. Handmaidens cast their eyes down, their faces masks of concealed fear, as unspoken anxieties permeate the regal chamber. Queen Nitocris, a vision of composed majesty, stands as the fulcrum of power, each word a calculated move. The air itself seems to vibrate with an invisible force, a palpable tension weaving through the court's opulent tapestry. Awaiting her pronouncements, the court holds its breath, suspended between hope and dread. Every shadow seems to whisper secrets, every jewel to gleam with hidden significance in anticipation of the queen's decree. Under the scorching Babylonian sun, a grand wedding procession unfolds, a river of vibrant colors and joyous sounds filling the ancient streets. Amidst the throng, Amitis glows in her royal attire, a vision of regal beauty destined for Prince Cyrus of Persia. Torches flicker, casting dancing shadows on the jubilant faces of the crowd, each light a testament to the momentous occasion. Vibrant garlands adorn every corner, weaving a tapestry of celebration that seems to breathe life into the very stones of Babylon. The ancient city pulsates with life, a symphony of drums, cheers, and blessings echoing through the sun-drenched avenues. Heavy doors groan as they seal the royal bedchamber, the sound swallowed by the oppressive night. Stern-faced guards stand sentinel, their armor glinting under the faint light, an unspoken tension filling the air. A lone scribe meticulously documents a night of summons on a fragile papyrus scroll, the words stark against the silence. The weight of expectation hangs heavy as the scribe continues his solemn task. As dawn's first light creeps through the window, it reveals an unsettling quiet, a stark contrast to the room's usual warmth. Amitis's laughter is conspicuously absent, the silence amplifying the sense of foreboding. Under the blazing Babylonian sun, a sprawling market teems with life, a symphony of bartering voices rising above the crowd. The air hangs heavy with the exotic scents of spices and the earthy aroma of livestock, a sensory feast amidst the ancient stalls. A hushed voice cuts through the din, carrying a dangerous secret. The king overreaches. Another voice joins the chorus of dissent, a spark of rebellion ignited in the crowded streets. The king takes what should not be taken. Like a burning coal, the phrase "we will not be ruled by appetite" is passed from person to person, igniting a flame of defiance. In the dim light of General Nabu-Nasir's quarters, shadows dance across the ancient Babylonian reliefs, hinting at secrets and power. Cyrus sits at a low table, the candlelight flickering in his intense eyes, reflecting a burning determination. Across from Cyrus, General Nabu-Nasir, a figure hardened by countless battles, listens with unwavering focus. The stern lines of the general's face speak of a lifetime of command and sacrifice. Beside him, the high priest of Marduk, his face etched with deep concern, nods slowly, a silent acknowledgement of the weighty matters at hand. The flickering candlelight emphasizes the gravity of the moment, illuminating the faces of men poised on the brink of destiny. Inside the grand Babylonian court, the air crackles with anticipation and hidden agendas under the bright daylight. Nebuchadnezzar stands tall, his royal robes a stark contrast to the barely contained fury simmering beneath his composed surface. With a sweeping gesture, he commands Amitis to be seated beside him, a blatant act of favoritism that sends ripples of shock through the court. Amitis assents, her expression unreadable as she accepts the unprecedented honor, aware of the political storm it ignites. The court watches, a sea of faces masking a turbulent mix of envy, speculation, and simmering resentment at the king's imprudent display. In the opulent chambers of Queen Nitocris, a silent drama unfolds under the Egyptian Sunday. Queen Nitocris watches, her regal composure masking a storm of inner turmoil. Her veil remains still, an impassive facade concealing her true feelings. Yet, her eyes betray her displeasure, a cold calculation hardening her gaze. Under the vast, star-strewn sky of ancient Babylon, a sense of hushed urgency fills the air. Cyrus, cloaked in shadow, orchestrates the dispatch of encrypted messages, each scroll a tightly held secret. Swift riders, heavily guarded, await their orders, their figures silhouetted against the dim light of the city. Each scroll is sealed with meticulous care, a promise of hope and a call to arms. The riders mount, their steeds eager to embark on perilous journeys through ancient, shadowed paths. Eastward they ride, carrying Cyrus's desperate plea, weaving through the darkness to rally support for his cause. In the dim light of Amitis's private chambers, shadows twist and writhe, playing across the ancient tapestries. The tapestries depict epic battles and glorious conquests, their colors faded with the passage of time. The heavy scent of incense mixes with the musty odor of old parchment, filling the air with an aura of antiquity and secrets. Her voice echoing with newfound resolve, Amitis declares, "Of doors and fear, Cyrus, I vow never again will I be helpless." Under the blazing sun, the Ishtar Gate looms, a silent witness to the rising storm of dissent. A sea of faces, etched with anger and resolve, confronts the ancient power. Placards bearing defiant symbols are thrust skyward, a visual declaration of rebellion. The air vibrates with a unified roar, a rhythmic chant of defiance echoing against the towering gate. In Nebuchadnezzar's holy chambers, The air crackles with his unrestrained fury, his heavy footsteps shaking the ancient stones. Back and forth he storms, a tempest of contradictory commands unleashed upon the silent chamber. A lone scribe struggles to capture the king's madness, the frantic scratching of his quill a stark counterpoint to Nebuchadnezzar's booming voice. The scribe, eyes wide, whispers he believes himself the storm as the king's rage threatens to consume everything. In the ancient palace corridors, Queen Nitocris commands, her voice echoing as the massive wings of the palace begin to close. Servants scramble, their movements frantic as they bar the heavy doors, sealing off sections of the palace under the queen's urgent decree. Cyrus, a figure of conflicted authority, barks orders at the palace guard, his commands sharp and decisive. Confusion reigns as Cyrus first orders the guard to hold their positions, a bulwark against an unseen threat. A sudden shift in strategy, as Cyrus, face etched with doubt, commands the guard to yield. Then, in a moment of wavering resolve, orders them to hold once more. In the ancient, dimly lit chambers, Amitis's face is framed by the flickering glow of oil lamps, casting long, dancing shadows. With precise ritualistic movements, Amitis prepares a goblet of wine, each gesture steeped in purpose. She adds a tincture to the ruby liquid, the air thick with the scent of potent herbs and unspoken ancient secrets. The potion is carefully measured, a liquid that promises both sickness and a twisted kind of honor. Amitis's eyes gleam in the lamplight, reflecting a patient, deadly intent as she completes her task. In the dimly lit holy chambers, ancient carvings loom from the walls, steeped in shadow and history. Amitis moves gracefully, her presence a beacon in the somber space, extending a cup towards Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar's weary face lights up with a hopeful smile, seeing a chance at redemption in Amitis's gesture. Softly, Amitis speaks, her words carrying the weight of forgiveness. "I forgive you." Her gaze unwavering, Amitis adds a haunting reminder, her voice echoing in the chamber, "And I remember." The dim light flickers, casting dancing shadows that seem to whisper of past sorrows and fragile hopes. Days later, in the dim, oppressive heat of Nebuchadnezzar's bedchamber, the king struggles for breath, his face slick with fever. Waves of sickness wash over him, each gasp a monumental effort in the suffocating air. With a trembling hand, Nebuchadnezzar beckons, his eyes searching weakly for Amitis in the shadows. The narrator's voice cuts through the heavy atmosphere. Amitis is unafraid. Amitis approaches the bed, her expression serene, untouched by the dread that fills the room. Her calm presence is a stark contrast to the king's desperate state, a beacon of tranquility amidst the encroaching darkness. In Nebuchadnezzar's bedchamber, the weight of unspoken regrets hangs heavy in the air. Nebuchadnezzar seeks an apology, but the words catch in his throat, unable to mend the irreparable. He strains, searching for a language to balance the scales, but finds only silence in his despair. The scribe watches, a witness to the king's internal torment. He wept without words, the scribe observes, capturing the depth of Nebuchadnezzar's sorrow. Under the scorching Babylonian sun, the grand procession begins, bearing the lifeless body of Nebuchadnezzar. The air is thick with incense and lamentations, a symphony of sorrow echoing through the towering ziggurats. Each step echoes with the weight of a fallen king, the city holding its breath in mourning. As the rites conclude, Babylon exhales a collective sigh, a mixture of grief and liberation swirling through its ancient streets. In the heart of the Babylonian court, Cyrus stands tall beside Amitis, their figures stark against the backdrop of solemn priests. The sanctum stands sealed and stripped, the weight of ancient law heavy in the air. Nabu-suma-ikun's voice echoes through the court, a decree aimed at generations yet unborn. Let those not yet born read and choose better. The scene emphasizes that law will outlive the mood of any throne.